Tonight, I'm going to show you one of my all-time favorite Pampered Chef recipes. It's called a lemon herb chicken ring. It's awesome to serve at a brunch or bring to a potluck because it's really easy to make. It's inexpensive and it's got serious wow factor. So I joined Pampered Chef 19 years ago as a single mom. I was just looking for a way to keep my kids out of daycare because I couldn't afford the exorbitant prices of daycare. My kids are now 24 and 21, and I'm proud to say I never had to spend a dime on childcare. And thanks to Pampered Chef, I was able to stay home with them. Now that they're grown, Pampered Chef affords me the freedom in scheduling to enjoy making memories with my aging parents, to spend time with the people that I love the most, and to come and go as I please. You can't put a price tag on a gift like that. So if you're looking for that kind of freedom, reach out to your consultant and ask some questions about this business opportunity. It's the opportunity of a lifetime. So let's jump into this delicious recipe. Over here, I have our 2-quart plastic mixing bowl. And in this bowl, I have some already cooked chicken that I cooked up on our Pampered Chef grill pan and press, which I have right over here. That allows you to grill on your stove top. When the weather's bad, you can still grill. Anything you make on the grill, you can make on the grill pan and press right on your stovetop. Gas, electric, doesn't matter. So I pre-seasoned the chicken with our rosemary herb seasoning blend. And then I filleted it using our close and cut so that it would be much faster to cook because it's thinner, so it'll cook faster. And it went into this bowl. But what's really cool is what's on top of this bowl. This is called our stretch fit silicone lid. This is the medium of the set of 3. It has a little pop tab right here. What that's for is if you want to put this over a dinner plate while you're waiting for your kids to come home from practice, you can throw the whole thing right into the microwave and heat it up. Just pop that pop tab to allow the steam to come out. Put it over a bowl, over a casserole. You can even cook in the oven with these lids. Best part, dishwasher safe. That's going to be my dishwasher tonight. So here's the chicken seasoned up with our rosemary herb. I'm going to chop it up using my salad chopper, which is right over here. Salad chopper is a lifetime guarantee item. Love that. And by the way, you're going to hear me talk about saving money a lot tonight. One of my favorite ways to save money is those stretch fit lids. I no longer have to spend a ton of money on various coverings, aluminum foil, plastic wrap. Nope. Those stretch fit lids save me a ton of money. So chopping up the chopping up the chicken with our salad chopper. It has a safety mechanism in the handle so it doesn't pop open in the drawer and nobody's going to lose a finger. 2 titanium coated blades. Because they're titanium coated, they're not going to turn your lettuce brown. If you were to chop your lettuce with regular shears, it would brown your lettuce, not these. All right, so let's see. And by the way, that's also great for chopping up pork for pulled pork sandwiches, chicken, and anything you'd put in a regular salad, from hard carrots to hard-boiled eggs to delicate tomatoes. It slices everything of all different textures. Next up, we're going to add some bell pepper. I'm going to show you a really cool way to hollow out your bell pepper without making a mess. I am going to lop off the top, but I want you to notice how close I'm going. Let's go really close to the stem. I'm going to go really close to the stem. So it almost appears that I didn't take anything off, right? Then we're going to take our scoop loop and just break each of those little ribs. And back to the money saving. That's why I'm going so close to the stem. Because most of the time, when we open up a bell pepper, we lop off so much of it that we waste a whole lot of it. Normally the stem is still attached here and we throw this whole piece away, right? Not anymore. There's no stem attached. So we can use this piece. Less waste means more savings. Using our quick slice, I'm going to slice up this bell pepper and then I'm going to dice it up. We're going to start with the top piece, give it a slice, and then we're going to give those a quarter turn and give them a dice. And in they go. You can see dices of bell pepper. Little trick with bell peppers. The bottom. This has 4 bumps. Sometimes they have 3. If they have 3 bumps, they are male. If they have 4 bumps, they are female. The females are sweeter than the males. Do with that information whatever you want. I agree, women are sweeter. So we're going to drop our bell pepper on there, slice, give them a quarter turn, and dice. Drop it in. So we're going to do, whoops, kind of stuck here. There we go. I'm going to do all the pieces. So the quick slice is ideal. Look, we're getting stuck here. There we go. The quick slice is ideal for bell peppers, for cucumbers, for zucchini, for hard-boiled eggs, mushrooms, kiwis, bananas, One of my favorites is at Thanksgiving, I'll do a whole stick of butter on here and everybody gets individual pots of butter. If you like caprese salad, that's the tomato, what is it? Tomato mozzarella. You can do your tomato and mozzarella on here and it's going to go right through even the ripest of tomato without squishing it because these blades are micro serrated. And I'll show you when I'm done with this last piece. I'm making a mess here, sorry. These blades are micro serrated and they gradually come to a point. It's hard to see on the film, but on the screen. They gradually come to a point, so they're going to puncture before slicing so that you don't have the squishy of your tomatoes. All right, let's see. We did our bell peppers. What's happening next? I told you about, oh, other things you can do with the scoop loop. Where'd it go? The scoop loop, great for cleaning out papayas, cantaloupes, honeydew. I used it last night to pull my spaghetti squash. Great for hollowing out tomatoes to make, to stuff your tomatoes with chicken salad or tuna salad. All right, so let's see. Oh, and also great for Halloween pumpkins. Okay, so let's see. We've got some parsley, some fresh parsley. Love using fresh herbs in my cooking. It gives a brightness that you can't get with the dried herbs. We're going to strip. There we go. Okay, we're going to strip some of the parsley using our herb stripper. This just takes the leaves off of the stem. This is great for all of your different herbs like rosemary, cilantro, herbs that you want the leaves but not the stems. It has different size holes and you just pop the stem in there, give it a pull and the leaves come off and the stem stays there. The largest of the holes is great for stripping kale, which is kind of a big job, but when you have this tool, it makes it super easy. All right, so we've got some parsley. We're going to throw this into our manual food processor to process it down. The manual food processor has 3 blades at 3 different heights, so you're not having to scrape down the walls. And it goes, it also has you guys can smell this, it smells so good. So we're going to throw this parsley in. The inner walls are also ribbed, which pushes the food back towards the center again, so you don't have to scrape down the walls as much. All right, what's going in next? Garlic, because every recipe needs garlic except for desserts. Our garlic press is wonderful in that you don't have to peel the garlic. You take the garlic right off of the clove, or the head, the clove right off of the head, drop it into the hopper. Little trick, try to always drop it in hump up. It makes it easier to get the skin off. Give it a squeeze. You saw that beautiful garlic and juice kind of squirt into the bowl. And there's the skin. No mess, no stinky hands. Flick it right into the trash. Let's get this guy out of the way. We'll do one more clove. I need 2 hands here. There we go. Again, try to get it in there hump side up if you can. And there's all the beautiful fresh garlic. You'll never use garlic again. When you taste the difference, you see the difference in the color when you're using fresh garlic. It's a bright white as opposed to that amber yellow jarred junk. So we're gonna give this a quick toss. We're gonna zest some lemon into here. Zesting some lemon is gonna give it a nice brightness. We're doing this with this guy. This is our adjustable zester. You can use this to get the protective cover off. You can use this right over your cutting board. If you're doing hard cheese, you throw it right into the little food hopper, protect your fingers, and do it right over your cutting board. You can open it all the way up and do it over your dish, whichever you prefer. We're doing the lemon. Important to know when you're zesting citrus, you only want to get the colored part of the citrus. If you go any deeper into the white part is called the pith, and it's very bitter. You don't want to get that into your food. So we just want about a teaspoon of zest here, and we're going to eyeball it. And you can see quite a bit of it under there, so we're going to just give that a little scrape down. All right, and into the dishwasher, that's going to go. The zester is great for things like nutmeg, garlic, hard cheeses, all your different citrus zests. Next, where's my mozzarella? Or mozzarella, as my dad would say, in my silicone prep bowl. Love these silicone prep bowls. They're squishy, as you saw. I squeeze it to get the lid off because you can use it for pouring liquids and it becomes a funnel, but we're just doing some cheese. I went ahead and grated the cheese ahead of time just because you guys don't want to sit for all night watching the grate cheese. You know the grate cheese. And then we're going to add some Parmesan that I also pre-grated, but I'm going to show you how I grated the Parmesan because it's a pretty cool tool. Figure some space here. All right, so our adjustable double grater. This is great for when you want to do, see, grater, see what I did there? When you want to do your softer cheeses, maybe your cheddar, your Swiss, it has the bigger openings. Your mozzarella you'll do on here. For your hard cheeses, Locatelli, Romano, Parmesan, you'll do on this side. This side's also great for grating your citrus zest in larger quantities. We're going to remove the guard. It's there to protect us. Pop the food holder on. And we'll pop some Parmesan in there. Always use the food holder. We don't want grated knuckles in our food. I turn this way, I'm writing. And this goes right over the bowl. And the bowl has measure marks on it. So whatever you need to grate, it's measuring as you go. Maybe a little bit to just kind of see. And the measure marks show you how much you've got. We've got plenty. We're going to dump it. And we're going to put this aside. All right, let's see. The last ingredient that needs to go in here is our mayonnaise, because that's our binder. It's going to kind of hold everything together. Measured out our mayonnaise in our large measure-all cup. This one measures 2 cups. Liquids on one side, solids on the other. Love the measure-all cup for measuring all the sticky, gooey things like peanut butter when I'm making peanut butter cookies, molasses for my gingerbread cookies. You know, when you're measuring those kinds of ingredients in a regular measuring cup, you tend to go in with your pinky to get the last bits out. It's not sanitary, it's nasty. And you don't get a proper measure. You saw when I popped out the mayonnaise, it got every last bit. And then using the mix and scraper, I scraped it off. So we got exactly the measurement we wanted. All right, this is all mixed up. I'm going to set this aside and grab my baking stone and my dough. I do apologize for my back to the camera, but this dough is one of those ingredients that just has to stay refrigerated until the very last minute. I do recommend when you're making this recipe, don't go for the store brand crescent roll dough. Any store brand is not going to work. Stick to the name brand. It just, and I'm not a fan of name brand foods, but this is one of those that really makes a difference. So big tips when you're using the crescent roll dough. Oh no, this isn't going to open properly. Keep it in the refrigerator till the last minute and stick to the name brand. Oh, and you also only want to get the regular original. Don't get the fluffy, don't get the low fat. Those just do not cooperate with this recipe. Okay, we all know from when we were kids, this comes out in triangles. And here's the trick. Remember I said this recipe has a lot of wow factor. People look at this and they're like, I could never make this until you see how it's done. Think north, south, east, and west, or think of the face of a clock. You're going to do 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and 3 o'clock. If you think about that. Drop them on. And then with this second section, you're going to fill in the difference. Pop those in. And it doesn't have to be perfect because it's all going to bake up beautifully. And if it comes out all uneven, we just call it rustic. People go with that. Yeah, and then for it to look. All right, next side. And next, again, we're just going to fill in the spaces in between. Open, come on. There we go. And sometimes they don't separate very well. But again, if it doesn't come out perfect, we're just going to call it rustic. Between, and then you'll see when I start adding the filling, we may actually be able to pull some of these out. So we'll see as we go. See, that one didn't break off properly. Lost control. Now we're just filling in the in-betweens. This dough is not cooperating because it knows I'm not filming. Come on, there we go. You want to make sure to keep about a 5-inch opening in the center. And it should end up looking like a sunburst in this one right there. And again, they're not going to be perfect. It's okay. Using our baker's roller, we're just going to roll in towards the center. This is just to seal the seams, give us a little bit more surface area and prevent it from popping up when it's baking. All right. Now, using our large scoop, we're going to scoop the filling sloppily like that one all around the center on that area that we pushed down and pressed down with the baker's roller. And it's going to flop all over, and it's okay because it's going to be pretty when it's done. Our large scoop, we have all different sizes of scoop. We have a small, medium, large, and an extra large. Small I use for mini muffins. Medium I use for like meatballs, things like that. Large is like for standard cupcakes, and extra large is great for doing jumbo cookies, or if you want to do like scoops of tuna salad or chicken salad on top of lettuce, that's the one you'll go for that. All right, now we just start flipping the wings in and tucking them under. And the way we're doing this, it's going to be a ring or a wreath. But let's say you're feeling romantic. Let's say it's, I don't know, a bridal shower or an anniversary or Valentine's Day, or you're just feeling lovey-dovey. I'll show you how to make it really cute. See, we've got some extras here. Tuck that one in. And this guy, a little extra. So here we've got it as a ring, kind of a sloppy ring, but that's okay. To make it a heart, we're going to pull down the bottom, push down the top. And now it's a heart. This is going to go into the oven that's been preheated. So 375 degrees. And here's one that I made a little bit earlier, but had not yet garnished. So the one that just went into the oven was done on our large round stone. That's with a beautiful white glaze around the edge. That's my favorite oven to table stone. It's dishwasher safe. Thank you, Lord. The one I made earlier, this is done on our pizza stone, also dishwasher safe, but does not have the pretty glaze around the edge. So when it comes out, there's our heart. It's nice and golden brown. In a minute after we garnish it, I'm going to show you one of the best things about stoneware is that whatever you see going on the bottom is exactly what you have going on the top. So in other words, when you're baking cookies, you don't have to worry about the bottoms being overcooked when the tops are still wet. Or when you're making maybe French fries, you're baking French fries or chicken tenders, you don't have to worry about flipping them halfway through and singeing your eyelashes. On stoneware, what you see going on the top is exactly what you have going on the bottom. So garnish, always important to garnish. I'm slicing up some lemons, sloppily, but that's okay. And I'm going to cut these in half. So we have like half moons. Probably shouldn't have done a stack at once. And we're going to tuck these into each little section here. Because we like pretty food. We eat with our eyes first. If I were to tell my kids, or if I were to have told them when they were younger, oh yeah, I made you, it's chicken with red bell peppers and garlic and mayonnaise, they'd have been like, ew, we're not eating that, Mom. But when it came out looking like this, they love it. Pretty food sells. I'm using our slice and serve to kind of tuck these in. I'm also going to use this to serve. The slice and serve is serrated on both sides. It's your traditional pie cutter, but it's way better than the traditional because it's serrated on both sides. So it'll cut through the toughest of quiche crusts, pie crusts. And it's going to serve up our adorable lemon herb chicken heart. I shouldn't call this a chicken heart. That sounds kind of gross. We're going to go with chicken ring shaped like a heart. And it'll serve it up beautifully. We need a little bit of parsley. I just need to dry my hands. A little bit of parsley, because again, pretty food is more popular. We're going to use the herb mill for the rest of our parsley. Love the herb mill for doing all of our fresh herbs. I kind of look at this very much like the cheese graters at the restaurants. So got a ceramic ball in there. You want the ceramic ball on the bottom, which is ultimately going to be the top. We put the mechanism on, take off the base. Now I want you to notice I'm not just going to flip it over. You do that, it's not going to work. I'm going to flip it over because I want to keep that ball on top. That ball is what presses the herbs into the grinding mechanism. And every so often, give it a little shake. There we go. To get the ball again on top of the herbs. And we've got a beautiful lemon herb chicken ring. So remember how I said, however it looks on the top is how it's going to look on the bottom? Let's slice and serve a piece. So there's our golden brown top. Let's see if I can do this. There's our golden brown bottom. That's the joy of stoneware. Another wonderful benefit of stoneware, I made this a few hours ago, forgot it in the oven, and I was busy getting ready, and I was like, oh no, I forgot it. Not gonna have it, it's gonna be burned. Nope, just fine. Nicely golden brown, same on the bottom as it is on the top. So keep that in mind when you're making things like French fries or chicken tenders or things that you would be inclined to go in and flip. No need to do that. Don't have to flip them. So check my notes, make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, we did the lemons, we did the parsley, so we're good. So this recipe is so versatile. Maybe you don't like a lemon chicken flavor. You can do this. There's a spinach Florentine version. There's a ham and cheese version. There's a taco ring version that I'm sure many of you have heard of. There's one of my favorites, the turkey and cranberry wreath. So talk to your consultant and they'll show you where to find more versions and more recipes, or heck, make up one of your own. But bring this to your next function and I'm telling you, you'll be the most popular person and you'll be invited back. So thank you for joining us tonight.
Carolyn, thank you so much for your amazing demo. And you actually just answered one of the questions that was in the Q&A, which was if you've tried any other citrus fruits in that ring, like a lime, I don't know if orange. Someone's allergic to, can't eat lemon, So
yes, funny story. I live in South Florida and we have a very diverse population down here. And if you say to somebody, I need a lemon, they may hear limon and get you a lime. So yes, there have been times I've used lime in place of lemon here. And I bet it would be awesome with orange. I've not tried it with orange, but I bet it would be spectacular.
Awesome. And then the only other question I saw in the chat that I thought would be really interesting for you to answer is, when do you use the quick shreds versus the salad choppers for chicken?
So I would use the quick shred for whole chicken. If I have a whole chicken that I boiled down to, make it really soft and tender, I would lift that out of the pot with a quick shred and I would shred it off the bones with the quick shred. But for baked, broiled, grilled chicken, I would lean towards the salad chopper.
Nope, I agree. I would use it if I was doing cooked or grilled chicken hot, right, with the quick shred. Yeah. Things that come apart pretty easily. Or sometimes if I'm slow cooking, I'll also use the quick shreds. So we don't
when I want those long stringy shreds, that's when I use the quick shred.
Yeah, like for pulled chicken sandwiches, things like that. Pork. Absolutely. Well, those were like the two big questions that we saw tonight. So this was a really easy group. So I just want to say thank you to everyone for tuning in. We're so happy you were able to join us. Make sure you grab that recipe handout and the resources. And if you forget, it's okay. 24 hours after the event, you'll get this recording and the recipes again too. So thank you all for joining us and have a great evening.
Good night.